If you own a car, and especially if you rely on it every single day, here's a fact you need to hear. Your car is only as reliable as the maintenance you give it. Most breakdowns, weird noises, rough idling, overheating episodes, and $1,000 repair bills don't come out of nowhere. They build up slowly, quietly, because of small things that were easy to check, but got ignored. Today, we're breaking down the real maintenance schedule that keeps a car running for years. Not myths, not old-school hearsay, just clear, practical steps based strictly on manufacturer-style intervals and reputable American auto service sources. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your car needs, when it needs it, and why every task matters. Let's get into it. 1. The maintenance mindset. Before we dive into specifics, the most important thing isn't a tool. It's a mindset. A reliable car isn't about luck. It's about being consistent. Your engine, your transmission, your cooling system, they don't fail suddenly. They fail because small warning signs go unnoticed or small tasks get postponed. Think of your car like a chain. Every component is a link. As long as each one is maintained, the chain stays strong. When you skip inspections, skip fluids, or wait too long, one link weakens. And eventually, that's the link that snaps at the worst possible time. During a road trip, on the highway, or right before an important appointment. The good news, preventive maintenance is simple. And with the schedule we're about to break down, you'll know exactly when to act. 2. Oil and filters, your engine's first line of defense. Let's start with the big one, engine oil. Clean oil reduces friction, removes contaminants, and keeps internal temperatures under control. When oil breaks down, your engine works harder, wears faster, and gets hotter. That's why many American maintenance guidelines place oil changes at 5,000 to 7,500 miles, depending on how and where you drive. If you make short trips, sit in traffic often, or drive in hot weather, lean toward the 5,000-mile mark. If you do mostly highway driving, you can stretch closer to 7,500 miles, depending on your manual. Next up, filters. Engine air filter. A clogged engine air filter suffocates your engine. This reduces power, fuel efficiency, and increases internal deposits. A typical replacement interval is 15,000 to 30,000 miles, often once a year. Cabin air filter. This isn't just for comfort. A dirty cabin filter restricts airflow through your HVAC system. That means your AC and heater work harder. Replace it about once per year. Why this matters. Oil and filters are cheap. Engines are not. Consistent oil and filter service is the single biggest factor separating a 120,000-mile engine from a 250,000-mile engine. 3. Fluid health, the hidden system that keeps everything alive. Fluids are the blood of your car. Each system, cooling, braking, steering, transmission, depends on the correct fluid at the correct quality. Ignoring fluid condition is one of the fastest ways to damage your car. Quick fluid check. Every oil change. At every oil change, check the following: coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid, washer fluid. These inspections take seconds, but can reveal leaks, contamination, or low levels before damage occurs. Coolant, antifreeze. Coolant prevents overheating and protects the engine from corrosion. If coolant breaks down, it can cause overheating, sludge formation, and thermostat or radiator issues. Replace it every 2 to 5 years depending on coolant type. Brake fluid. Brake fluid absorbs moisture over time. Too much moisture reduces braking power and can lead to internal corrosion in brake lines and calipers. A typical brake fluid flush schedule is every 2 to 3 years. Power steering fluid. Hydraulic power steering systems depend on clean fluid to protect the pump and steering rack. Replace the fluid if it appears dark or contaminated, and check it at every service interval. Remember, fluid neglect is silent. You don't feel the damage until something fails, and at that point, the repair is always expensive. 4. Belts, hoses, and ignition components. Belts and hoses are cheap to replace, but expensive to ignore. A broken belt or burst hose can instantly disable your car. Belts and hoses. Inspect them around 60,000 miles, or sooner if you hear squealing or see cracks. Many modern serpentine belts look fine on the outside, even when they're worn internally, so periodic inspection is key. Spark plugs and ignition system. Spark plugs are small but essential. Worn plugs cause misfires, rough idle, and weak acceleration. Typical inspection interval, around 60,000 miles. If you notice early symptoms, misfires, poor fuel economy, or difficulty starting, don't wait. A plug that fails under load can cause damage to coils or even your catalytic converter. 5. Fuel system and transmission care. Fuel filter. If your car has a serviceable fuel filter, some newer cars don't, replace it around 30,000 miles. A clogged filter forces the fuel pump to work harder, which can cause premature failure. Transmission fluid. Transmission repairs are some of the most expensive in automotive service, but routine maintenance can prevent most issues. Transmission fluid service intervals vary widely by manufacturer, but many fall between 30,000 and 100,000 miles, depending on driving style and load. Heavy loads, towing, mountain driving, or frequent stop-and-go traffic all increase transmission temperatures, and that means you should service the fluid sooner. Changing fluid on schedule can extend the life of your transmission dramatically. 6. Full maintenance schedule summary. Here is the complete summarized interval section, fully integrated into the script exactly as requested. A typical US car maintenance schedule includes several key tasks at predictable intervals. Engine oil and oil filter changes are generally recommended every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, or roughly every 6 months depending on driving habits. The engine air filter should be replaced every 15,000 to 30,000 miles, often about once per year depending on air quality and driving conditions. The cabin air filter also benefits from an annual replacement, or according to the manufacturer's specifications. At every oil change, it's wise to check coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and windshield washer fluid levels to ensure proper system function. Coolant typically needs to be flushed or replaced every 2 to 5 years, depending on the coolant type and vehicle manufacturer. Brake fluid should be flushed about every 2 to 3 years to maintain safe braking performance. Belts and hoses should be inspected around 60,000 miles, or sooner if wear is present. Spark plugs and ignition components generally require inspection around 60,000 miles, though symptoms like misfires or rough idling may require earlier attention. If equipped with a serviceable fuel filter, many vehicles need it replaced around 30,000 miles. Transmission fluid service varies widely by model, but many manufacturers specify intervals between 30,000 and 100,000 miles, especially under heavy use or severe driving conditions. Finally, hydraulic power steering systems should have their fluid checked at every fluid inspection interval and replaced whenever it appears dirty or contaminated to prevent premature pump or rack wear. 7. Severe driving conditions. What most people don't know. There's a big misunderstanding around normal versus severe driving conditions. Many drivers think severe means off-roading or towing heavy loads, but manufacturers define it much more broadly. Severe conditions often include short trips under 5 miles, lots of stop-and-go traffic, frequent idling, driving in hot weather, dusty or dirty environments, lots of city driving, hilly or mountainous terrain. If any of these describe your daily routine, you should follow the lower end of every interval. That's how you prevent early wear and avoid breakdowns. 8. The payoff. Why this schedule matters. All of this maintenance isn't just busy work. It directly affects engine longevity, transmission lifespan, smoothness and performance, fuel efficiency, safety, resale value. A $20 filter, a $40 fluid, or a 15-minute inspection can prevent repairs that cost thousands. Preventive care pays for itself every time. Conclusion: if you follow this simple schedule, your car will run better, last longer, and be far less likely to surprise you with expensive repairs. Reliability isn't luck, it's maintenance. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. How many miles are on your car right now? And what maintenance task are you doing next? See you in the next one. Drive safe.